Hey folks, CA Rachana Ranade here and I welcome you all to yet another IPO summary video of NTPC Green. So first let me just share my screen and let's get started. So it was incorporated in April 2022 and it's a wholly owned subsidiary of NTPC Limited. Now what does NTPC Green actually do? It's a renewable energy company that focuses on undertaking projects both through the organic route and through the inorganic route. Now let's try and understand what do I mean by they undertake projects. So are they like an engineering company where they are just going to execute the product, they are going to just give something like a consultancy services? Is it something like that? The answer is no, right? So what typically they would do is, just to give you a summary of what this company, how could this company generate revenue, NTPC Green would do a tie-up with distribution companies. So let's take an example of Telangana Discom. Now why did I take this example? Let me show their RHP only. So here you can see operational projects as at 30th September 2024. So let us take the example of Telangana Discom. Okay, so Telangana is a Telangana ka distribution company ke saath NTPC Green Energy has done a tie-up for how many years? 25 years. They are going to supply solar energy to Telangana Discom. Then Telangana Discom will purchase it from them and they will supply it in the city, in the state. Sorry. Now, have they also pre-decided what will be the tariff? Answer is yes. How much will be the capacity? That is also discussed. When is the operation, when is the commercial operation date? You can see this is 2022 and the lock-in is for 25 years. Okay, and you can see that they have done Telangana Discom ke liye to they have a lot of things, a lot of projects, different projects. You can also see Uttar Pradesh Power Corporation, you can see SECI, you can see Gujarat Vikas Nikam, so many companies you can see. Okay, so what they would do, so let's take an example of Telangana Discom again. So Telangana Discom says that we have a requirement of XYZ number of units. Okay, then what will NTPC Green Energy do? They'll say, acha, to generate so many units, we will have to set up so many solar panels. So it will be about land acquisition, then it will be about acquisition of the solar panels. Then they will ask for some EPC contractors who will actually help them out in the execution. Okay, so whole execution will be done, the entire project will be set up. After that, the energy will be generated through those solar panels and that energy will be ultimately sold to someone like Telangana Discom or SECI or Uttar Pradesh Power Corporation. Okay. The business model is clear. Yes. Now the question is that is it only solar or do they generate any revenue from wind also? For that, let's get back to our presentation and I would want to quickly first share the percentage distribution. From solar they generate almost 90% plus of their revenue. So that's the major thing for them. Wind is 4% plus and balance is like 5%. Okay. Now going back, so you could have also seen one word called as an off-taker there. Did you watch that? I'll just again go back. Here you can see off-taker. Okay. Now I've also written the meaning of off-taker there. Off-taker is an entity that buys power or resources from a producer. Who is the producer in our example? It's going to be NTPC Energy Green. Okay. For a set price. Did you see the set price? I showed it in the RHP also. And for a period of time through a contract such as a PPA. PPA was a power purchase agreement. What is this period of time is there any set period of time? Yes, if you remember 25 years, right? So that is an off-taker. So they have contracts with a lot of off-takers as well. Talking again about NTPC Green Energy, it's the largest renewable energy public sector enterprise excluding hydro in terms of operating capacity and power generation as well. We have also mentioned how much operating capacity. It's 3.2 gigawatts and 100 megawatts of wind energy across 6 states as at 30th September. As at June 30th, 2024, they are constructing 31 renewable energy projects in 7 states, totaling almost 11.7 gigawatts, right? Now, you can imagine 31 renewable energy projects. So, they will first have to, have a communication with different Discoms, decide where the project should be initiated, then the land acquisition, then the installation, and then, the revenue generation starts. So, it's a capital heavy business is what we can definitely say, right? Let's move on with the industry analysis now. That we have understood what does the company do, we'll move on with the industry analysis. We are just going to breeze through this. Basically, we need to check whether renewable overall, investment in this whole renewable energy space, is it going up or not? Because as I said, it is capital intensive. More and more investment you do, more and more will be the electricity generation. So electricity generation के लिए first we should first check whether the consumption is going to grow or not, and for that if you have a look at this, energy consumption is absolutely in an increasing trajectory. You can also see for FY29 it's way above where we are right now. Of course, this is also boosted by different policy initiatives like 24/7 Power for All, Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana, Green Energy Corridor, Green City Scheme, PLI schemes. All these are just going to pent up the demand for energy. Also, you can see how much is the expected investments that is continuously growing in the solar sector. I'm not going to read out the numbers. You can just pause and check the numbers if you want. Even in the wind space, overall the investments are increasing, and overall for wind as an industry, this is an interesting piece of information. I'll just read this for you. Renewable purchase obligations require obligated entities to purchase a minimum percentage of electricity from renewable energy resources. Now, this is the revised wind RPO trajectory, renewable purchase obligation trajectory. What does this mean? So, let's take an example of Telangana Discom only. Now, Telangana Discom is not going to purchase only renewable power. They are going to purchase even thermal power, and also all those will be even non-renewable category. So, let us say out of 100, how much is the minimum renewable energy that they have to purchase? Now, here you can see from 0.67%, this is expected to go up, and this is only wind. This is only wind that I am talking about. It is expected to grow up till 3.48%. So, wind ka repurchase obligation is definitely on an increasing trajectory, which is absolutely good. So, the pace at which solar, wind investments that are growing is very nice, but the pace at which our show got sold off was crazy. That was beyond my imagination. Yesterday I did a live stream. I remember till yesterday some roughly 300 tickets were sold off. We had a capacity of almost 500 and that got sold off in like less than 12 hours. So, very, very thankful, very, very grateful for the amazing response that you all have given. This is my first ever live event, which is Upstocks presents C. Rachana Ranade's Har Ghar Investor. So, it's going to be a very, very amazing event is what I'm totally in for that event, right? So, anyone who's attending that, please meet me during the event. And if you feel that I should also come to your city, let me know which cities do you want me to visit, and we'll try to see if we can make it up in your city as well. Chalo, going ahead, growth analysis via KPIs, key performance indicators. Here you can see installed capacity overall. Again, I'm telling you, I'm not going to read out the numbers, but you can see overall installed capacity is definitely increasing. If you also see megawatts contracted and awarded, that is also continuously increasing. So, overall you can see this is again capacity utilization factor, by the way, average capacity utilization factor for the assets held. So, here also you can see capacity utilization was 27%, now it is 23%, and again at 6 months ended 24.6%. So, they are way below 100%. So, with the current investment also the utilization can go up, and with more and more investments, of course, the capacity higher can also bring a good boost. Going to the financials, revenue increasing at 46.82%, CAGR EBITDA at 48%, CAGR PAT at 90.75% CAGR. Let me just give you one more way to look at PAT as an example. Now, if you see here, PAT for 30th September 2023 was 2081 million. Let's round it off to 2000 million. Okay. If I were to double that up, ideally it should have gone down, it should have gone up to 4000 million. But if you see here, for the whole fiscal ended, it was 3447 million. So, it was pretty much less, as almost 20% less if I were to double it up. Okay. Now, so just let me repeat this again. From 2000 million, it should have gone up to 4000 million, but it ended barely at 3500 million. Now, if I were to use the same logic here, from 1753, if I were to double that up, it should ideally go to 3500 million if I were to just double this number, but ideally it will be lesser than that. So, it may not be even able to match up the PAT number for fiscal 24. This is plain mathematics, plain doubling numbers is what I am telling you. So, of course, do your own analysis as well. What do you think, whether they will be able to beat this or not based on any logic, any information that you get from RHP? Please let me know in the comment section as well. With that, let's go on to the risks part. There is a revenue concentration risk, almost 50%, or to be precise 47.07% comes up only from one off-taker, if you remember, that was Telangana Discom. So, that is one point, but does that really hit me hard? Answer is no. Reason is simple. If you remember, 25 years ka agreement they have. So it's not going to be like, what if next year Telangana Discom says we are not going to purchase power from you? It's a 25-year contract. So losing out 47% revenue is a very, not a good assumption to even take. So though they have mentioned this in the risk factor in the RHP, I don't see that as a very big risk, to be honest. Second one, of course, we have also talked about top 5 also contributing 27%, but whatever, I'll also again show you the RHP if you want. Entire thing you can see here, all the operational projects that they have mentioned. Look at the extreme right column, 25 years, everything is 25 years. So as I mentioned, is that a risk? Yes, but that's not a very big risk according to me. Okay. One more risk is that the percentage of bids that they have won against bids quoted. So projects received in comparison with projects bid for, that is dropping from 53%, that has come down and down to 22.6%. Capacity for which bids or tenders were won, that has come down from 3,265 million to 1,190 million, increased to 3,455 million, but this year September ended, it is just at 400 million. 400 megawatts, sorry, if I have said million, sorry, it was megawatts. But let's see how does this increase or decrease or whatever in the second half. Of course, can't decrease, at 400 will remain 400, but to what level does it increase, we'll have to see that, right? Going ahead with the pending litigations, nothing much to discuss, just 480 million against the company, not a big number in comparison with the net profit. If I were to compare that with the peers now, NTPC Green revenue from operations 19,000 million, compare it with Adani Green, which is 92,000 million. It seems like a baby in front of Adani Green. Renew Energy Global PLC, it's listed in USA, that's 81,000 million. So if I were to see in comparison with these two giants, it's like it's almost 1/5, 1/4 of their revenue. Even EPS is way less as compared to Adani Green or Renew. Operating EBITDA, same old story, pretty less. NAV, again very less. Return on net worth is better as compared to Renew, but as compared to Adani Green, again it's a shade less than half, right? On the valuation front, industry average is 153.44. Industry average means only of these two. Average of these two is 153.44. Company is coming up with a PE valuation of 148. So not way less as compared to the industry average is what we can see. Objects of the issue. First we'll understand how much they are going to take up from the IPO. 10,000 crores is what they are wanting to mop up from the public, of course from all the investors, potential investors. But the good part is 100% it's a fresh issue, entire 10,000 crores. What do they intend to do with that? Are they going to set up new solar projects? Answer is no. What are they going to do with that? Out of 10,000 crores, 7,500 crores, this is because this is rupees in millions, 7,500 crores will be used only for repayment or prepayment of loans which were taken by their fully owned subsidiary. Some people are like, seriously? Are they going to take money from us to repay the loans that they have taken? But that's not a bad thing to do, because if their interest cost is pretty high up, then if they use this money to repay the loans, then what will happen? Their loans amount will go down, their interest outflow will go down, because of which PAT will increase. Okay, so that is how some companies can also think about utilizing majority of the chunk of IPO proceeds towards repayment of borrowings. When does the IPO open? 19th of November, closes on 22nd of November. It's the price band is 102 to 108. And of course, there is a shareholder category quota as well for those who own NTPC shares, but the cutoff date is November 13th, 2024. I hope you have enjoyed this short and sweet summary of NTPC Green Energy, and do let me know in the comment section, do you intend to apply for this IPO or not? If you did like this entire video, don't forget to smash the like button, don't forget to share this video with your friends, don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well if you have not done till date. And as you know, it's a shoot and release video, so you have to check the pinned comment as well. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye.